University of Greenwich. A traditional setting with modern values. Fees cost from £6,000 to £9,000 a year, and student numbers are booming. The critics said paying up to £9,000 a year in tuition fees would blight a generation of would-be students. This year at least, the stats don't bear that out. Numbers are back up again. So, everything on campus is sunny, right? Well, it seems students do appear to have grasped how tuition fees work.
And I think one thing that universities and the government and all of us really have succeeded in communicating is that students don't have to pay up front. You only repay when you graduate, earning over a certain limit. And I think that that financial package is now being better understood, and therefore students are applying again to go to university in the same numbers broadly as before.
But it's not just about fees. The National Union of Students say that even after loans and maintenance grants, their English members still have to find more than £7,500 a year in living costs.
There is an issue with the cost of living, and the government supplies money to students, and that money is not reflecting the growing cost of people having to feed themselves and travel to university and back again. And it really needs to be looked at in terms of the money that students have to live off and how that arrives to them and how much it is.
And if students can swallow £9,000 a year in tuition fees, why not a bit more?
I think there is a potentially massive risk of universities thinking, or at least the government thinking, well, if £9,000 hasn't, deterred too many people, then why can't we just keep pushing it up? And I'm sure universities would love that to happen, but, there have got to have been groups of students that are not coming to university because that fee they fear is too much. And you keep going, the higher you get, the more people it's going to turn away.
Turns out, Alex might be right to be worried.
I don't think there's any appetite to raise that cap now, but year on year that cap will start to have a real impact in the financial sustainability of universities, because of course from the students' view the fees may have tripled, but the income from student loans has replaced direct government funding, so they haven't seen increase from this, and therefore long term I think there is a question about whether or not the £9,000 cap is sustainable.
Which means that while the heat may have gone out of student funding for now, sooner or later the cost of learning may well be back to bite another generation of universities, politicians and students.